Hey Lawanda, I hope you're well. I'm so excited to do your reading. I want to say congratulations as well to you and Damien. It's so surreal to me when I've tuned into somebody's spirit baby and then they actually coming through Earthside. But as soon as I saw your email, I feel like I actually like screamed. I did a prayer for you as well, over you and over your baby for this pregnancy. So I wanted to start with, I wanted to write like a prayer or a chant for you for your pregnancy. But it's like your higher self came through and was like, no, use these words. So this is what has come through for your automatic writing poem, and then we're going to get into your questions for you. So the poem here says, out of God's treasure chest you come, into my arms, my loved one, roots stretching deep into the earth, activations and truths start to submerge. A quiet quake as your birth causes a shake. Illusions reveal what we thought to be real. Looking into your beautiful eyes leaves no room for lies. It's true what they say, children are God's greatest gift. Ancestors from all over will not give this birth a miss. Protected little one, born from the sun. So that's the poem that came through. I'm going to leave that in the description for you. And I'm going to get right into your first question. Before I do that, I was being shown Alvin and the Chickmunks when I was tuning into your spirit baby, Alvin and the Chickmunks. And it was the old program that used to be on. So maybe you watched it as a child and maybe your partner watched it as a child as well. You know, like what they would play in the 90s, because I know there's a newer version right now. And maybe your children, when they were growing up, they could have also watched Alvin and the Chickmunks, but like the newer modern version. But that was coming through as significant. Maybe you've been seeing that sign everywhere, that program, like posters for it. So your first question, will the baby be healthy? So when I was tuning in, I was getting a message of the soul maybe on the petite side when they actually hit earth side, and that's like when they're first born and when they're a toddler. But I'm not getting a health issue that was coming up from your spiritual court. And I was just seeing like these little cute squishy cheeks, and maybe you were even like nicknamed the child chickmunk because of their cheeks. There's something about them having squishy cheeks. It would more resemble, when it comes to the cheeks and it comes to this part of the face, your partner than you there. But that was coming through as very significant. Maybe like your children in the past, they could have had the same thing where they had very squishy cheeks, or you just love doing that when you're having like holding a baby, you love squeezing their cheeks. But that was coming through as significant. I want to get more into that. What are we going to start with, Spirit? This deck over here. Will her baby be healthy? Yes. And that's what you want to be telling yourself. I feel like that's what you have been telling yourself. But obviously it's natural for women to have these fears, even if they've already had children in the past. I'm being shown a diamond. So a diamond is coming through as significant. That's who this soul is on a blueprint level. They are a diamond. They're very powerful. I can already feel that. And you're going to be feel that with them coming around you, particularly as they're gearing up to actually be here Earthside. But you could be seeing diamonds everywhere. That's coming through as significant. Maybe you're seeing like flashes of light at the corner of your eye. You could also be seeing orbs that are very white, almost see-through in nature. That's your spirit baby coming around you very strongly. They're wanting you to spend, particularly when you're feeling fearful and anxious, when you have anxiety, to spend time in meditation, wrapping yourself in the Most High God's golden holy light and pure white light, and really connecting with the fetus, with your spirit baby. Because it looks like as well, you see here, it looks like they're holding someone else here. It looks like there's two beings in this card here. So this is you and this is your baby. So you want to be wrapping both yourself and the baby in this pure golden and white light. I'm hearing the beginning of time. So you and this soul could go way back. I feel like they are connected to an ancestor. Maybe not like a passed over loved one that you've known in this lifetime, but they are connected to an ancestor in your bloodline that goes way back. So one of the firsts. They're pointing to like Adam and Eve. So again, there's that confirmation, one of the first when it comes to the human race. They want you to do work on your nervous system, because this is the anxiety that is coming through. I'm hearing panic attacks, and maybe you've been fearful to that point where your like heart has been having irregular heart palpitations, where you are getting scared. So they want you to do things that you do that make you feel calm. I am hearing music, so maybe if you're putting on music and you're distracting yourself, you could be one of those people who blasts out music when you're cleaning your home, when you're cleaning your kitchen. They're showing me the kitchen to maybe when you're cooking. So they want you doing things that it's like everyday things. It does take your mind off of worrying about this, and that's going to help your nervous system, because it's like it's pushing your nervous system out of whack. So they do want you doing more work on that. But there's this maturity about you when it comes to your spiritual body and your energy field, there's a maturity about you that was there the last time I tuned into you, but it's even more powerful now. Do you know what they're bringing in my mind as well? There was a interview, I believe it was with Beyonce. There's like these two women who were interviewing Beyonce, and they're like giving her compliments, and then they're saying to her like you're Beyonce, and she's like, thank you. She says thank you. This is like how people would give you a compliment now. It's like, I'm Lawanda. You know who you are now. You're very rooted and anchored in yourself. And like truths, they're talking about truths, knowledge, wisdom, conspiracy theories that you've always known. Maybe they were lingering up here in the ethers. You've pulled down now. You're completely anchored. There's something about you that's being more rooted. So your nervous system is being worked out, because that's where the anxiety is coming from. It's coming from the nervous system. And obviously it's going to be triggered because this is another soul that you are bringing into your family, right? This is another child, and that's a huge external shift in your reality. So it is going to trigger the nervous system and also the inner child. So they do want you spending time where you can, spending time by yourself in meditation, even if it's just like for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, to be doing that. It's really going to help you. And again, it's very important for you to be wrapping yourself, covering yourself from your crown to your feet, from your feet to your crown, in the golden holy light and white holy light. When you're doing that, you may even see swirls like this within your third eye. What else, Spirit? Like I'm hearing, you're Lawanda, you're Lawanda. So maybe this kind of compliment is coming through from your ancestors and from your spiritual court. But you know yourself now, and you're more secure in yourself than maybe you were in the past when you had previous children. I feel like this is an ancestor, very, very connected to the sun, to Christ consciousness, that's holding both you and Damien in their arms, like wrapping you in their arms. The seraphim, Spirit are now saying the seraphim. So the seraphim angels are coming through very, very strongly. And they're singing both of your song and your praises. And you're hearing them sing to the Most High God. Maybe you've been listening to like a lot of gospel music, where you feel more cool to be listening to gospel music. Or maybe when you're out and about, like you're in your car, it could just come on the radio when you're walking into a shop, a cafe, whatever. Like gospel music could just start playing, or music that is connected to the person who could well be singing to God. So, you know, you have those songs and people are like, are they singing about a lover? Or are they singing to the Most High? It's that kind of music that's coming through here. But the seraphim angels are wrapping you and your partner in their wings, in their holy light, and they're singing their songs. There's going to be a lot of music that your spirit baby is going to be speaking through to you. You already know this, so this has already been happening to you. One more card from this deck, please, Spirit. But again, you see here, it's like the golden and the white holy light. You know what else you can do? You can get a glass of water and place it near your bed or under your bed when you're sleeping. Pray to the water. Ask the Most High God, your ancestors and your spiritual court of your highest good and highest possible path to work on you while you were sleeping, and pull any anxieties out of your psyche, out of your body, out of your womb and your mind, and into the water. And then in the morning, you want to flush that water down the toilet. What else, Spirit? They're pointing to me when I was a baby, right? So I was supposed to be born in April, but I was born in March. So I wasn't a whole month like premature, but I was like 3 weeks premature. I weighed about 5 pounds. So I was very, very small. I wasn't considered premature, but I was just very small. So there is something about this baby that may be small. It's either when they're first born or when they're a toddler. They could be quite like cute and petite. But again, there's something about their face. It's not the head that's going to be small. It's like the features, something about the features that are smaller, and then they're going to grow into them. You could be seeing dragons or lizards. You know, what they called geckos. You know the lizards, and they have their little wings. They kind of look like mini dragons. You could be seeing them everywhere. And you could be seeing dragons everywhere. But that dragon energy is coming back on the planet right now. And this is what you're connecting to, particularly with this pregnancy. And this is who this child is connected to. Like the dragon could well be a spirit animal of theirs. They're quite sassy, quite feisty. It's a very strong like divine masculine energy that is coming through as well. You could be noticing that you're seeing the colour blue everywhere. It could well be a boy. It does feel like a boy. Again, it's the divine masculine energy that is coming through. So it could also be a little girl. But they're showing me, if you haven't found out the gender yet, they're showing me my little cousin. She just turned 2 this summer. But she's been doing this new thing. When you're doing something she doesn't like, she kind of comes to you, kind of puts her hand up like this. She's like, you stop. you stop that now. That's what they're showing me is coming through for this child, like when they're a toddler, so they're going to be quite like feisty. I feel like they will be like telling you and your partner off and their older siblings, and everybody thinks it's cute and it's funny. They're going to get away with a lot of things that maybe your firstborns didn't get away with. Did you want any more from this deck? No. You want this one here. Can I get more, please, Spirit? Will this baby be healthy? I just keep getting squishy. There's something very, very significant about squishy and the squishy cheeks. We have here Hafa, light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. Yes, this baby will be healthy. Keep covering yourself, doing what you're doing when it comes to your spiritual protection and cloaking you and baby in this white, golden, holy light. It's very, very powerful and it is working. Very powerful. Ancient Egypt connections are coming through here. This could be where you and your spirit baby had a very, very significant past life where it's been the same role right now. So in that life, you was their mother and they were your child, because your roles would have switched throughout the lifetimes you've had here on earth. But they're pointing to ancient Egypt and they're saying back then, you was my mother back then as well. In the third eye here as well, I was seeing a dragon. So there's something very, very significant about dragons that are coming forward. You can literally have a sighting of a dragon because they are real. Like a lot of things, as you know, that we're told in myths are actually very, very real. So there's something about a dragon's eyes that you could see, because you see the intensity of the eyes here and they kind of look almost golden. So maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, you know, you're kind of in this reality but still in the dream state, in between worlds. You could wake up in the middle of the night and that's literally where you could see a dragon. It's not going to scare you. It's going to be very profound and powerful. It's like a spiritual experience. It's not going to scare you at all. You may be seeing like the mummies, the Egyptian mummies, like photos everywhere. Or in graffiti, something about graffiti and it being on a building. If you're around children and you work with children, they could like draw a picture and it could look like, literally look like this. They could be drawing pictures of dragons, but also something about an Egyptian mummy. What else, Spirit? On the health of this baby. Thanking you. Angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are self. You are self. You are safe. Potent connection. But you are self. This is the thing. There's something about you this time round. I'm tuning into you. It's very, very grounded. And like I keep hearing, I am Lawanda, I am Lawanda. Maybe you've been saying this, but it's just a remembrance you're having of your soul and who you are and why you've come here and everything that's happened in your life up to this point. Very powerful remembrance that's been happening for you. But the seraphim angels really want you to know that they are around you. I do believe, I can't remember what came through the last time, but I do believe they came through very, very strongly then. So they're coming around you and there's something about them singing your song. They're singing to you. So your clairaudience as well, I feel like will really be activating right now. You could be finding feathers everywhere. And like really random places. Something about work. So maybe where you work, you could keep seeing and finding feathers. Also coins. They're saying to look out for coins. Like the equivalent of a pound where you're from. You could be finding coins on the floor. I'm hearing see a penny, pick it up. All day long you'll have good luck. This deck. Let's get a few from this deck on this question. What else does the Wanda need to thank you? We have, love this, water, emotional well-being. As above, so below, heaven and earth. You are really being held by your ancestors and by your spirit baby. And you know, with the fetus, when it's growing in the womb, it sends healing cells to you, to the mother. I feel like this is what your baby is doing. Obviously, with dolphins, they are connected to the womb. They're also connected to being planetary gatekeepers. To the dolphin spirit animal. I feel like I've got dolphin music playing now, so I'll leave this frequency music in the description below. But I do feel like putting on frequency music where it has dolphin sounds playing or whale sounds playing is really going to help you connect to your womb and lift some of the anxiety that you have been feeling. The more grounded and rooted that you are in this reality shift that you're about to be having with this baby joining your family, the more your nervous system will come back into balance, because that's more so where the anxiety is coming from. I'm not getting it like a deep-rooted fear or like something that's going on in your mind. They keep pointing to their nervous system. Again, that's very natural. That happens with any change that's going to be happening in your life, particularly something as life-changing as another child. But you see there's a mirroring going on. So you could be having those dreams where you're waking up and you kind of have to pinch yourself to know that you're awake. Am I still dreaming? Is this still a dream? So you could be having dreams in the astral where everything in the astral looks literally like your physical reality. But this could be where you're meeting your spirit baby's soul. So do look out for them coming in your dreams, for children in general to be coming in your dreams. Like I've even got the card upside down. It's supposed to be that way around. You could be seeing the 144, a number everywhere, which is connected to chosen ones and that very powerful divine frequency. Sanat Kamara stepping forward and he's like nodding. Yes, you are a chosen one. You've stepped into your anointing. But Sanat Kamara, that ascended master, is stepping forward. He could be coming in your dreams. And in the past, you may have had dreams where you were kind of felt like you were lost or you're walking through a maze. You could have been in water, like in water that was quite deep, and then Sanat Kamara could have come to you and led you out of this water. But he's giving you that confirmation of who you are at a soul level. Very, very powerful. Trees are obviously connected to growth. They're connected to ancestors, but to growth and that personal development. That's what it is. You've been doing a lot of personal development in this like last year, but you've really been rooting it and pulling it and anchoring it into your being. And that's why this spirit baby is now aligned to be coming through, because of these powerful shifts you've been doing. They want to move on to the next question. Is my baby protected? So as soon as I saw your email when you were letting me know you were pregnant, that's like one of the first things I got. Shh. And Spirit said she is going to keep it to herself. Because they said keep being private about your pregnancy, and then when the child is actually born as a newborn. So they were saying just be a bit picky about who you choose to send photos to when the baby is earthside. Because you know sometimes you'll send photos to like the older generation, like grandparents. And they're so excited they'll be sending it on to everyone. Every single group they're a part of. I'm hearing like church group. Every single group they're a part of on WhatsApp, they'll be putting it there. Like that sort of thing. I feel like you're going to want to be protecting this newborn and not want their pictures everywhere at first. I'm getting like for the first 3 months, they are saying. Kind of keep them to yourself and stay in that newborn bubble. And again, they were saying here, not that there is malicious intent with the people around you. But as you know, babies are more susceptible to the evil eye. And they're also, again, confirming their maturity that is within your energy field and your spiritual body with this spirit baby. So you're taking heed on the messages that are coming through from spirit and from your intuition, from your guides. What do you want to start with this question here? So yes, your baby is very, very protected. Can I get some more messages for Lawanda on is her baby protected? Something about worms. You could be seeing worms everywhere. You know, the worms that come out of the earth. You could be noticing that you're seeing worms everywhere. Traveler, move in a new direction. This spirit baby, because they're now showing me in the garden. So they could have a love for being in the garden, being outside. And have a love for those kind of bugs that move in that way, you know, like a centipede as well, the ones with those little legs. So maybe a lover of those kind of bugs and just stare at them or why they're moving like that. It's like they're intrigued by them because they're pointing at worms. So when you're seeing a worm, that's connected to your spirit baby. Traveler, move in a new direction. So they're pointing to you, your inner compass, and how you have been. It's like you've been all around the world when it comes to yourself. And now you're at this point, this center point. You know when you're using your maps and sometimes it goes out of whack and you have to press recenter. That's what you've done, and that's why you're so rooted and grounded in who you are right now. You remember who you are, you know who you are, very connected to your ancestors and to your roots. So now this spirit baby soul was like, right, yes, now it's time for me to be coming through. And they want you moving in a new direction when it comes to that balance. To accepting this new version of you and who you are right now. I'm hearing it's not obnoxious to do so. So maybe you recently had people who've made, like, you know, those little slide digs, like trying to like pull you down or keep you in your place. They're kind of batting that away. Your ancestors and spiritual court are batting that away. Because you're obviously someone being a mother, but then this is who you are anyway at your core. You're obviously someone who's quick to extend your hand, like you want to help other people. So you'll be someone, if someone's coming to you with their problems or their health issue, you could find yourself there like researching it or like thinking like, like how can I help them, or what's the solution here? And recently you could have, in the last few years, I'm getting pulled back more to yourself and just give to you, your partner and your children. What else, Spirit? Have you been hiding your bump? Or you will be hiding your bump? There's something about that coming through. Maybe you're going to keep it private in that way to the point where you literally can't hide it anymore. Where the bump is coming out really big. I'm getting like you wearing certain clothes that kind of hide any inkling that you are pregnant right now. What else, Spirit? I feel like this pregnancy may be good for your hair. Like the growth of your hair is coming through. We have broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Winter. Take care of your needs. Yeah. So you're being asked to go into this hibernation. You're being asked to shield yourself. Because again, it's not that people will have like a malicious intent and not want you to be pregnant and see you lose this child. It's more like, you know, when people are in that low vibration, it doesn't mean that they're a arsehole of a person, but when someone's in a low vibration, it's easier for certain entities with monitoring spirits to work through them and move through them. That's what you're protecting yourself from. Because you understand we're in a spiritual warfare. It's not in the flesh. So it's not necessarily about the people around. It's about how their vessel can be used because they're not on top of their spiritual game. That's what you're protecting yourself from. You may literally be dreaming of shields and seeing shields. Remember that you can lean on Archangel Michael and call him in and ask him to cloak you in his blue ray light of protection whenever you are feeling a bit fearful or anxious. What else, Spirit? Again, there's something significant about as above, so below, as above, so below. So I'm being shown a song by Jill Scott, Hate on Me. You know, hate on me, hater. But there's a part where she says, she may say as above, so below. But she kind of points up and then she points down. But that song's coming through. Thanking you. We have Seer. See beyond the current situation that flew out with a medicine mother. Honor your inner knowing. And the arrow, another arrow has come out. Surround yourself with protective energy. Again, there's something very significant about shields. So you may be seeing them everywhere. Maybe when you found out you were pregnant, that's like how your psychic gift could have worked. You maybe would have seen shields or instantly knew, okay, shh, like keep this protected, keep this to myself. Because it is a very, very powerful soul coming through. And it's the soul's group. It isn't necessarily like the dark forces have like your spirit baby's name on their list. It's the soul's group that your spirit baby is coming from. It's the generation, these wayward children, because they're the second coming. They hold that Messiah energy, the Jesus Christ energy. Maybe arrows as well. You could have been seeing arrows everywhere. It is really activating the mother bear within you, this pregnancy, I feel like, in a whole new way. Because obviously each child, you have a different connection with each child. Even though you'll try to be that same mother and parent them in the same way, there's going to be a different connection because each human being is literally a portal. There's going to be a difference in the connection and the relationship with each child. I feel like this one is like it's activated that unconditional love, maybe more of a softness, but it's definitely activating how you see your perception of this world and your clairvoyance. Very, very powerful. You may be choosing to cover your hair as well. There's something significant about the hair and about how it's growing with the pregnancy. So maybe you're noticing it's getting thicker or it's like glowing more. But obviously the hair is connected to the antenna. Hold on. Yeah, so this pregnancy is activating the healer in you. That's what it is. Medicine mother, the healing in you. But the divine feminine energy, your connection with your heart chakra and your sight and with the moon. Even more than before, because it's always been there, but it's activating to another point, into another level. So your intuition is going to be very, very strong, very strong. They're talking about how, so when a woman is menstruating, that's when she's at her most psychic. But they're saying you, while you're pregnant and you've got the fetus growing and the soul getting ready to literally come from God's kingdom, come from the spirit world and into the earth side, you're in the void. You're literally in the center of your womb, and this is very, very powerful for you. They want you doing healing on yourself. And it's also, I believe this is going to be the effect of your partner when you've picked that right person for you. It's like he's also activated this within you, this medicine woman energy. And you're connecting more to your youth. You could be seeing the sunflower everywhere. And you see these cowrie shells. Maybe you wear this kind of jewelry, and because it has that spiritual meaning. And again, it is connected to water. These shells are also connected to your Maya. So you can work with the energy of your Maya, the goddess of oceans, the mother of seas. But she's got that similar energy to Mother Mary, which is the energy that you do hold at your core as well. How you dress and how you express yourself may shift after this child comes through with this pregnancy here. So they're showing me, it's like you're facing a window, you're facing the sun, and you're pulling the sun's light into your being. This is going to help you with your calmness, but it feels like kind of like hot fireballs that are moving through your body. So they want you doing this healing on yourself, because you can do it on yourself. It feels like cranial sacral healing that I've had in the past, and it works at a quantum level. Kind of makes you feel like you're in this like pressure tank, but they're saying you can do this healing on yourself. What else, Spirit? I'm going to get some messages from this deck here. So what else does Lawanda most need to hear right now? And they're pointing to the sacred flame. And they're saying that this is within every single human being. It's not activated within every single human being. It's activated within you. This sacred flame, the spark of the divine that exists within every human being. That's connected to the dragon. That's where you'll start to see the dragon everywhere if you're not seeing it already, because this is what's activating in you. This is where you get your healing energy from, which is why it kind of feels like fireballs moving through the body, because you can use this flame that's at your center to heal yourself. So where you're having like anxious thoughts and you're being a bit fearful and worried, it's like this flame kind of like starts moving erratically and it starts spitting. You know, when a candle, when it starts spitting, it's like it does that. So when you sit with yourself, coming back into your center, visualize this flame stop spitting, and it comes to its calmness, so it goes still and it just slowly burns. That's what you want to be visualizing when you do that meditation and when you do that healing on yourself. Mexican sunflower. Yeah, there's something significant about the sunflower, and you see here with the butterfly, at first when it was sitting on the flower, I thought it was sitting on a flame, and you see here it's like she's breathing this breath. So you could be doing a lot of breath work, but again, when you do this healing, you come back to yourself, it's going to be very, very powerful for you controlling your breath. Maybe you'll go to like certain classes to help you with the breath work for giving birth. But this is why they want you doing this healing, because it's going to help as that as well, help you to control your breath. You may be seeing butterflies or moths that look like this. And obviously they are connected to change and to transformation. Again, the hair. They're pointing to the hair. Something significant about your hair. You could be choosing to wear it in different styles with this pregnancy, or just kind of cover it more. But I do feel like it's going to grow. What else, Spirit? And again, this pregnancy is allowing you to sink more into your divine feminine energy. What else, Spirit? I forgot how old you are. I know you gave me your age for a reading before. I forgot how old you are. The 32 is coming through as significant. So maybe when you were 32, you could have had birth around that time, or you went through a transformation that is connected to a transformation of a cycle that you're closing out right now. So they keep pointing to that age. But obviously 3 and 2, that connects to 5. So again, that's that confirmation of that transformation that is going on within you. What else, Spirit? You could be having dreams of elders and ancestors that kind of look like this. They could have these markings around their face. They're coming to you in your dreams. But also like having visions of them too. You could be seeing images like this. And also if you're someone who has your own oracle cards and you pull your own cards, there may be like certain cards with elders that come out and they look like this. It's those ancestors from the first, the Garden of Eden, that are stepping forward, that want you to know they are around you right now. We have the red tent. And you see this sisterhood, the sacred flame. Again, that confirmation coming through as significant. They want you connecting with the higher self of women within your bloodline. Powerful women who have been mothers, who have been healers, who have been shamans. And they're pointing to like indigenous. So you have connections to natives and to indigenous bloodlines. They want you calling on the higher self of these women to assist you through this pregnancy and prepare you for giving birth. There may be a certain drink that you are craving with this pregnancy, or you've been drinking. Maybe it's like a herbal extract or a certain tea that's made from a certain root that's really been helping you to travel within yourself. I do feel like you're going to be feeling more vulnerable when it comes to this pregnancy. We have here passion flower, and that has come out with the crone. Kind of have to hide this one because of the boobs. Again, there's something very, very significant to you fully awakening and sinking into your divine feminine energy. Maybe you've been feeling more connected to your womb in a different way with previous pregnancies that you're noticing this time. And again, that's because you're allowed to be in that divine feminine energy more. You know yourself more, which is why I kept hearing, I am Lawanda, I am Lawanda. And you could be choosing to have a completely different birth and experience for this birth this time around. That's what you are manifesting. That is what you are going to get here, they are saying. They're pointing to the roots. So connecting to Mother Earth, to the core of Mother Earth, and imagining, you see how these roots are kind of traveling up her body. And they're going over her arms here. So when you're in meditation, if you focus on Mother Earth's roots, really connecting with you and working their way through your whole body, so you feel held and nourished and watered by Mother Earth herself. And then we have the crone. This is the maturity about you that I sense this time around. It was there before, but it's very, very much at the surface now. Like, you've bloomed a lot within the last year, not even a year. They're saying around 8 months, you've gone through a lot of transformations and blooming, that you've become that crone in your wisdom and in your knowledge of what you know about this world, but what you know about yourself. There's something about the swirly geometric shapes that you could be seeing within your third eye when you're going into meditation or when you're dreaming. And the black crow here, could be a crow, could be a raven, is coming forward as that sign of protection. You are protected. Your baby is protected. You could be seeing strange happenings that are connected to the moon. Or maybe you see like more matrix glitches at night time, because that spiritual experience was coming forward to you with the dragon's eyes. But there's like strange happenings they're saying with the moon. You could be noticing or seeing videos of other people sharing their experiences of the moon, where they're literally seeing 2 moons in the sky or 3 moons in the sky, or the moon and the sun in the sky at the same time. And this coming through is very, very significant. This eclipse season as well could have been very powerful for you, blooming once again. Like, you've gone through ego death, spiritual awakening, and it's like every time it happens in a new profound way, it's like you didn't know you had it in you, is what is coming forward there. They want to move on to the next question, which is, will I deliver with a midwife versus hospital? Struggling to find an affordable midwife. So when I was tuning into this in meditation, I was hearing, we're finding a way, that was coming from your ancestors. And I was being shown, it looked like they was kind of like rushing around in a hospital setting, but this is your ancestors on the other side. So they're trying to line everything up so you can have that birth and experience that you want to have, whether it is going to be you finding that right midwife for you, or you will be in a hospital. They want you to have that experience you want to have. So if it is in a hospital, it's going to be the right nurses and midwives that will be working that day, who are going to be listening to your wants and needs and making you feel more calm and making it all about you. But they were rushing around to the point where, you know, when a video sometimes it's sped up and everything's kind of blurry and going that fast. That's what they're doing on the other side, they were showing me. And you could be seeing this sometimes. You know, sometimes it's like somebody's just walked past you and it happens like very, very quickly. You could look up and be like, what the fuck? So that could keep happening to you. This is your ancestors. They want you to know that on the other side, they're trying to line everything up and they're finding a way for you. And there was an angel card that they were bringing into my mind. It isn't from a deck that they chose for your reading today. But it was an angel card where it has an angel that is literally working on a human being. Like this pure white light is coming from the angel's hands to the human being, particularly to the sacral. And it says on it, we have heard your silent calls for help. So they want you to know they are working on the prayers and when you've been speaking to them. Maybe even if you haven't been saying this out loud, which deck do you want to use? So will Lawanda deliver with a midwife versus a hospital? And They just keep saying we're working on it, we're working on it. So they're still lining things up on the other side. The sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, balance. It's come out with bounteous, generously given, relationships coming together. This does feel like kind of like sisters. You see, this is you here. And you see there's two women on this card here. So you are going to be led to another woman who is a woman's woman. And she does what she does because it's her passion. So this could well be a midwife that you will find who's right for you. If it is to turn out to be in a hospital setting, you're going to be lining up with the right nurses who will be working on that day, and they're pointing to the hummingbirds. So this would be women who are actually sisters, who are lovers of women, who love what they do. They love giving birth. They love being there to witness another woman's initiation. They understand what it is at a spiritual level. You're going to be aligned to this type of woman. They want you to keep telling yourself and having these thoughts. Women who protect the womb, I'm hearing, who protects the womb, who protects the waters. This is who you're being aligned with. They're really getting to work on the other side. You see here with the sun and the water coming out of the sun. This is your spirit baby's soul, which is why it was coming through within your poem, where it said, protected little one, born from the sun. So this spirit baby is very, very treasured by the Most High, has a lot of self-mastery, very connected to Christ consciousness. They hold a lot of light. And they will be birthed, and they will be birthed for the right people. It's like, you're not going to be doing this alone. You have your partner. If you choose to have a birthing partner, you won't be doing this alone. This may be your daughter or someone you're very, very close to, where you're literally two peas in a pod. You mirror each other. This is someone who is from your soul family, but it's like they're also family in this physical, earthly realm. Did you want to have a water birth? There's a lot of water coming through that is significant. Or you want the birth to be wet. Obviously, when it comes to women who are induced, they can end up having that dry birth. So you want it to be natural, is what is coming through there. You want it to be wet. So where the water breaks on its own, the baby comes in its own way, is what is coming through here. You could be drawn to eating a lot of fish, or maybe you've been taking like fish oils. Or they're saying to do that because that's going to be good for you. What's it called? Omega-3. Omega-3, they're saying. So there is something about this birthing experience. It is going to be wet. So it's like the waters are going to birth this child and bring the baby out of you. What else, Spirit? It's like when you get to a certain point, this looks like the third trimester. You see how big the bump is? When you're getting to that point, I do feel like at that point your fears and any anxiety that you have is really going to lift. You're going to feel that weight lifting off you. Metamorphosis, embrace transformation. Things are different now. Yeah, you're different now. You're a completely different version. And obviously with this partner, with Damien, things are going to be different with this child, raising this child. I'm hearing, is there going to be like any envy, or are the other children going to resent this child and how they're raised? No. Maybe with the younger ones, they're going to be a bit more like, what's all the fuss about? That's coming through, but no. With the older ones, it's like this is their baby too, you know. That's what's coming through here. But you're in a very, very powerful transformation. I would write down, like keep a diary if you don't already, of your thoughts and what you're going through with this pregnancy. What else, Spirit? Because there's going to be a lot of wisdom coming through you, and they're showing me the pen, and when you're writing with the pen, it's like lit up. So that could even turn into something that you put out there. You could choose to share with other women and other people. Like for it to turn out to be published. We have the sirens. Use your voice, expansion, freedom. Yet they want you to use your voice, your throat chakra. So again, and they're showing me the pen. So that's communication. That is sharing your story. That is using your voice. Because you're going through a very, very significant transformation. And it's like you can guide other women who may be going through the same thing as you, having the same fears and anxieties as you. But it's also right now you're very connected to the womb, to the celestial waters, and to the dolphin spirit animal, to the spirit baby realm. I'm hearing spirit baby kingdom. You're very connected right now. So I would advise, they're saying, write down your thoughts. Again, there's something significant about fish. So maybe you're like literally seeing fish everywhere. You could be dreaming of them. They're talking about salt water and salt baths. So your spiritual court could want you to have a salt bath. And obviously with the salt, that's going to pull out any negative energy from your body. But you do need to be getting out of the bath. I do believe it's about 15 minutes. Otherwise the salt just releases that energy back into the water. You see how like the word majestic is coming through with these women on this card here. But this is that divine feminine energy that is really awakening within you. It's given like Venus, Aphrodite, goddess kind of energy that is really awakening within you with this pregnancy. Did you want any more from this deck? No? I'm going to get a few from this here. We have flow. Yeah, there's something very significant about water with this birth. So I do feel like it will be natural and you won't have to be induced. And again, it's like the waters are going to birth and literally pull this child out of you is what is coming through here. So maybe in the past you have experienced more traumatic or drier births. There's something about this one that is going to be wetter that's coming through. You see the 10 because you were at completion. You completed a cycle. You have been reborn yourself. So you're a completely different woman than you were in the past and with the previous pregnancies and births. I feel like this initiation is actually going to be initiation. Maybe in the past you were kind of just like focused like, okay, just get the baby out of me. I want the baby to be safe. Get the baby out of me. Like that kind of thinking going on. But this time it's like you're going to be allowed to have that more spiritual experience. And that experience where you transcend this realm, time and space. It's like you're going to delve into yourself and grab your baby, grab their soul. And you're going to come through that canal together. You're going to come through the womb together. Very, very powerful. Which is why they want you to do this like meditative work and this healing work on yourself and really step into that medicine woman because you do have that ability. And again, work with the solar flare that exists within you, but work with the sun's rays, the sun's energy. What else, Spirit? We have the third eye chakra, yeah, the confirmation. Your third eye must be going through some powerful activations right now. I'm hearing seeing some shit. You must be seeing some shit. Pay attention to your dreams. When you do like wake up and remember them, jot them down. Even if it's in the middle of the night, if you jot them down. But this is that confirmation of that spiritual experience that you will be having when it comes to this labor. When it comes to this initiation. And you see how he's wearing purple, the same colour as the third eye card there. What else, Spirit? We have observe, and that has flown out with teach. Yeah, there's something significant about you writing down what you're going through right now, writing down your transformation. Is going to be the literal thoughts of a sacred divine feminine, because there's a lot of women in this world who call themselves a divine feminine, but they haven't fully stepped into that yet. They haven't fully activated it yet. You have, and other people need to hear your story, your voice, your words. You see these people, it's like you're ready to step into being the teacher. You've been the student. You've now risen into the teacher. You've passed those past tests. A 5, the number 5 is significant. You could be seeing 555 everywhere. But it's like you're observing your past selves and who you've been before. Maybe you're looking back and you're observing all of your previous pregnancies and births that you've had. I forgot how many children you have, but because there's 4 other like women on this card here. And this can also be the significant amount of transformations you've had in this lifetime that are kind of all coming to the surface now. And it's like it's all been for now. It's all been for now for bringing this baby through. I want to get some signs before we move on to the next question. Can I get some signs that Lawanda may be seeing that are significant to her spirit baby, please? Thanking you. We have, you might have butterflies and moths that are literally landing on you. We have sweets. So you could be noticing you've got a sweet tooth, or the spirit baby coming through, they're going to have a sweet tooth. Colours of the rainbow I'm hearing, and they're pointing at the rainbow here. So this child is going to want to be eating like foods, a very balanced, varied diet. And maybe you're going to be like very, very strict on that, or more strict on that when it comes to their diet and things that they are eating. But you're still going to allow them to indulge and have some sweets. And it's like, I feel like the other siblings are going to want to be the first, or there to witness when they're trying new things for the first time. So, you know, sometimes people will film their child like trying a lemon for the first time, and they do look like that sour face. But it's like your other children could want to be feeding this child like naughty foods, kind of like ice cream. Like be the first one to give them like a little bit of their ice cream without you knowing. That's coming through is significant. We have here a duck. So you could be seeing ducks everywhere. Ducks I always connect to children, but you know, because you have like, I got these ones in my charms box. But, you know, the little duckies that you have in the bath. And water. Ducks are connected to the water element, which is coming through very, very strongly for you here. We have red bird. So you could be seeing red birds everywhere. Red is connected to the root chakra, so that's that stability. And you feeling like very, very grounded and rooted in yourself, which I feel like you have been. And your spiritual core are assisting with this. So they're working with you because they know you have those fears there. That's very, very natural. What else, Spirit? We have grasshopper. You could be seeing grasshoppers everywhere. Maybe it's like the sound they make. You know, they make a very distinct kind of like a buzzing sound. You could be hearing that from the other side. You could also be hearing this from within yourself where you're rising up in vibration. You know, when you walk past like a field and there's a load of grasshoppers in it and they're all buzzing at the same time, it kind of hits you, doesn't it? In your core, in your chest when you hear it. What else, Spirit? We have corning crow. So that's the blackbird coming through again. Corning crow. You could be seeing everywhere. Maybe you're noticing as well, they're proper looking at you and making eye contact. You could also have like dogs. If you're out and about, you're going for a walk. You know, if you're like walking past other people who are walking their dogs, they have a dog. You could be noticing that the dogs are kind of jumping up at you, at your belly. They know that there's a baby in there. We have snail. There's a snail coming through here. They're saying to take your time. It's like they want you to be slower with yourself when it comes to this pregnancy and spend more self coming home to you and really focus on you, your partner and your children, on things that matter. Don't stretch yourself out too thin. What else, Spirit? Again, the swirly shape is significant. We have kite. Moving on up into higher heights, but you could be noticing you're seeing kites everywhere. Maybe you're seeing kids about with kites, and maybe the kite has a certain like pattern or character, like a cartoon character within it. We have stork. I love seeing this in a spirit baby reading. So this is that stork dropping off the baby earth side. They're coming through earth side. You could be noticing that you're seeing the image of the stork everywhere. And we have angel numbers. You could be seeing certain angel numbers. This has 717 on the card. 717, that is connected to you honing your magic. It's also a number that is connected to Yeshua. But you could be seeing certain angel numbers that you connect with your spirit baby everywhere. 5 keeps coming through in your reading as well. And you've got 555 on the card there. Okay, so we're moving into 4th question. Will baby have mystical spiritual abilities? So as soon as I saw this question, I don't know if you've watched any, but on some of my collective readings on YouTube, I've been channeling these souls who are in this vault, and there's this vault that can only be opened by the souls who are in this vault or by the Most High God. And I saw this vault open as soon as I read your question, and a little child kind of like peep out and smile, and then they went back in and closed the door. That was coming through as significant. It's obviously that confirmation. So yes, this is going to be a treasured soul. And they're also talking about how this child being born is going to activate you and your family members all in different ways. But there's a particular son that was coming through who could be between the ages of 14 and 19. Or maybe he's going to be like moving into those ages as this child comes through and grows up. But this son is going to be a defender of this baby coming through. And there's something about how you see this child's light, because you're going to see their beauty, you're going to see their soul, you're going to see their light, right? But it's like you see their light and you smile because you know who they are, you remember the soul. But it's like this son, when he sees this baby and he looks into their eyes, it's like a... Like, it's like he sees something else, so he sees it on a deeper level, and he's like, right, but I need to protect this child. It's like he's gonna step into an Archangel Michael kind of energy, this defender energy, and the spirit baby was showing me a little boy in a superhero costume was kind of doing that and going da 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 da. So maybe this son used to love wearing like superhero costumes and stuff when they were younger, or watch those kinds of cartoons and programs. But it's going to activate that energy within him. Because he sees it, he sees who the soul is, but it's at a deeper level. And they're also pointing to the connection that this son would have had with the spirit baby coming through in past lives. So I do feel like he would have been the father of the soul in a past life. And in this lifetime, obviously, they're choosing to shift that dynamic, and it's going to be brothers. And then they also said here, with your firstborn daughter, it's going to solidify what she actually wants for herself in this life with this child being born. That's how she's going to be activated. But they were bringing those two through is very significant. Again, they were saying that a son between the ages of 14 and 19. Why is the music stop? Which deck do you want to start with? Keepers of the Light. I didn't actually have this deck at first, and they were like putting it in my mind. So this spirit baby wants this deck to pull some cards on who this child is. This one. El Moya, Awakening Presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Look at that, and look at that third eye. Very, very powerful sight. Very sure of themselves and who they are. They're going to be a very, very ancient soul. They hold a lot of self-mastery, obviously, because they're coming from that vault. So like they're coming from God's treasure chest. Their blueprint, so their soul's mission and their soul tribe, those who are going to be their peer group, their mission is to awaken people up to the fact that you're a soul having a human experience, because you'll be surprised, or you won't be surprised, if you're seeing the amount of people who are walking around who are lost and don't know who they are. This is what this child is coming through to activate. I do feel like very connected to Archangel Michael, but also very connected to Archangel Metatron. And I do feel like you'll be seeing these different geometric shapes, particularly the swirly one, but different shapes like that. Because this child is connected to geometric shapes who are connected to Archangel Michael, who is connected to the human design, the human blueprint. They could also have a gift to activate and wake other people up to their blueprint and why they are here. Because this feels like what they're going to be doing for like you and your family members. But you already came into that realization, and you had to before this child could align and come through. Again, you could be seeing blue everywhere, the colour blue. Maybe like when you see their soul and you see their light, it's like something to do with a blue and very, very white, bright white light. Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. Yeah, they have this very balanced, very soft nature. So they have the balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You could be noticing you're seeing like the lotus flower everywhere. But again, there's something about their face. And you see here with these two cards that they have like very high kind of like cheeks. So there's something about the cheeks that are going to be very squishy and very soft. So I do feel like they're going to have like chubby cheeks. You know that face that it makes people look a lot younger than they actually are. That's what's coming through. But when people look in the eyes, they're going to see the ancient. They're going to see the old soul. And their personality could be... very, very mature, or seem like they're quite serious, but they're not actually. They have a lot of sass and feistiness within them, but they keep certain parts of their personality for the people that they love. I feel like you're going to be similar in that way. You're going to mirror this child in that way. You could be drawn to wearing certain jewelry that you don't usually wear. It could be a new crystal that you're going to buy yourself with this pregnancy, and then when this child is actually here Earthside, that crystal could disappear. You could like lose it. You haven't lost it. It's done its purpose. You got the energy you needed from it, and then it kind of left this physical world. That's what they're showing me. Who is this spirit baby? Yeah, very powerful Messiah energy. Dal, Kal, Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. The word remember is very significant with this child. So maybe you're seeing that word everywhere, but it's why you're having this powerful remembrance of who you are at a soul level. And who you promised the Most High you would step into when you were here earthside. But you see this, the sun, look at that golden energy and that white light, which is why they're asking you to work with the golden light and the white light. But the sun, this child is literally coming, it's like they're stepping out of the sun. Where was the other card that this came through? This one here, pointing to this one here again. It's like they're literally stepping out of the sun. So again, it's like this divine masculine energy they're very connected to. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card? And they're like saying like hand on heart, hand on heart. I pledge allegiance to myself and the Most High God. We have the Miriam, sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. They're going to enjoy playing like superhero fantasy games. With that, this son they keep pointing to, their brother. And there's something about them that's going to be twinning you and your personality. Certain traits that you hold, they're going to twin. But I do feel like in their face, they're going to resemble the father more. Particularly like round this part of the face. Then maybe they'll have your eyes. What else, Spirit? Will this spirit baby have supernatural abilities? Green Tara, healing light. That's very powerful presence. Like just by them entering the room, people are gonna kind of stop and stare. You may have people that want to like touch your baby and hold them, which is why I feel like you're keeping it very, very private. And maybe in the past with other children, you may not have mind, like when you're out and about, particularly if it's like older people who are just like, oh, they're like falling over the baby and they want to see and they want to touch. But with this child, you may just want to like keep them on you and keep them in this kind of like bubble. You will be doing that for the first few years of their life. That's going to be coming from your intuition to do that. Because they have this powerful healing energy. They have this powerful light. And they're bringing gifts with them. When they come earthside, they're bringing gifts. Maybe you notice that your abundance increases. And that's going to be where you're sinking more into your divine feminine energy. Because moving forward right now, the time that we're in, the more people that actually tune in to the divine feminine, to the womb, this is where blessings are going to be coming from. This is going to assist you in stepping into that destined timeline. And being open to receive what God promised for you in this lifetime. We have Hilarion, divine emergence, be seen, let the world know your gift. Something about green that's coming through are significant. But you see the light that is shining out of the face. It looks like a cross. You're going to see the anointing on this child's face. You're going to see the godly presence that's actually shining from within out on this child's face. They could have a very, very intense stare. You know, with babies anyway, when they're at that newborn age and they're growing, they kind of just stare at you all the time. You're going to catch them staring at you. And they're putting the real in my mind. And it was a woman who was walking with her baby. She had the baby on the front, like strapped in on her, right? And she was walking and she was like, can you lot let me know, is my baby broken? Because she was like, the other babies kind of lay their head on the parent and they kind of like go to sleep. And her baby was like pushing and stretched out and just staring at her an hour like that. So maybe your child is going to be doing that. Again, there's a very divine masculine energy coming through. Very protective. Which is where I feel like this soul being born, it activates one of your sons. They're pointing to a teenager. He's in his teenage years. What else, Spirit? This child could have lighter eyes. Like if they're a brown, there could be like a lighter hue of brown, or there's just something about them. Particularly when the sun hits them, that they glow. Yeah, look at their eyes here. Michael and Faith, spiritual calling. Look at their eyes. They're like brown, but they're like of a lighter brown, and they have this glow about them. So that's that anointing. That's the soul. You can literally see the soul right at the surface. And where you do that work, where you cover yourself and you're covering your baby in that golden holy light and the white holy light, look at that. It's going to cover your child. Michael coming through here. That's the energy they hold. And they're going to have this defender. Because it also points into the brother. They're going to have this protector. They're going to have this defender. He'll be pulled onto the right path. You know, with like teenagers, they normally have that stage where they rebel. So maybe had this child not been coming through, they would have spent more time in that rebellious stage. It's like pulls them back onto their spiritual path and their calling. Pulls them back into remembrance. Again, there's something about them looking into this child's eyes, this son, and he's like he sees all of that holy, he sees God. I thought that's what it is, literally sees God. There's a quote that's come into mind here. The closest thing to seeing the face of God is seeing a newborn. The closest thing to seeing the face of God is seeing a newborn. You don't want any more from this one. I want to get some poems for you. Can I get some Spirit Babe poems? Thanking you. The Power of Three, Triple T. Identical in looks, one always has their head in books. One thinks they're faster than Sonic, one is very theatrical. At first you may see this conception as impractical, but you prayed for us. Time to upgrade our car to a small bus. We all have a lovely nature, so that's a plus. Stocking up on batteries will be a must. If there isn't 3 times the same toy, one of us is likely to kick up a fuss. The theatrical one, cough, cough. This could be talking about the children you already have now and how they're all going to be different. But with your partner, because there's 2 other spirit babies who are like over here, who like haven't come through or haven't come through yet. Maybe you have the potential to have even more children. Like 3 children with Damien, if you choose to. What else, Spirit? Also pointing to firstborn daughter, your firstborn daughter. She could potentially have a child a year after you. Something about a year's difference. What else, Spirit? So maybe like 3 souls come through in your family, in your bloodline, back to back. I'm hearing like it's time. Let's fucking go. It's like this Spartan energy. But again, these waves of children coming through now because they're being born at the peak of spiritual warfare. They're God's warriors. They hold this energy. They're coming through to bring unity because we need it. Particularly at the peak of spiritual warfare. This is when we need togetherness. This is when we need community and unity. I feel like this child as well, they have a twin. They could hold the twin flame blueprint. But they have that person in this lifetime that is their person that they are destined to be with and come together with. And they could both work together. And being on the front lines. And being of service to humanity. I feel like there's something on my head. Like a child jumping on my head. We have gender reveal. Mummy and Daddy cut the cake together in the same way, just like on their special day, layers upon layers of blue. Mummy had an inkling, but Daddy knew. Both are completely over the moon. You could be destined to have the boy coming through here. The blue keeps coming through is very significant. If not, it's very divine masculine energy and a balanced masculine energy. We have Mummy's physical twin with a bit of Daddy thrown in. Avatar vibes. My eyes are rather wide, but not doe-eyed. There's nothing naive about me. I see, I know, I believe. In Earth's many mysteries. Archaeology is cool. That may be what I do. I love to dig and bury things. Keep an eye on your purse and keys. Oh, that reminds me. Hide and seek, little Bo Peep. I'll point and wave every time I see sheep. Toy Story is one of my favourites. Promise we'll watch it someday. So again, there's something very significant about the eyes. I'm not surprised with these souls coming through because obviously the eyes are the window to the soul. But again, there's something literally golden about the eyes that are coming through. Let's get... Do you want one more? Yeah, thank you. We have elephants and dried roses. Mummy moves people into different poses. Flashing lights and crystal clear sky. Sometimes she's up all night, editing photos in her red room. When I'm born, I'll be her muse. Emotions heightened, so grab some tissues. Not one to cry in public. Pregnancy causes an awakening, trust it. Defenses will come down with the right people around. I have a feeling Daddy is scared of clowns. He saves people who nearly drown. The lighthouse is important here. It represents what our family hold dear. No need to fear when you can see the shore. That's when darkness can't control you anymore. Please read me books on folklore. Do you make your own jewelry? Like a crystal jewelry or copper jewelry? That's coming through is significant. Maybe you'll do this in the future with Damien, with your partner. Yeah, they're just pointing to a camera roll. And it's just like pictures of a newborn baby. So obviously your camera roll is just going to be full when this child is actually here Earthside of this baby. I'm seeing like particularly the hands and all the like little lines and the creases in the hand. When it comes to their spiritual gifts, I feel like you're asking, will you have to do anything? Will you have to know anything to help them when it comes to their spiritual gifts and how best to guide them? Spirit are just saying it's just love. Just shower them with that love and with that affection, you and your partner and their siblings. That's all they're going to need. That they need that warmth and to know that they are protected and that they are loved. That's all they're going to need. And that's going to put them on the right path to their soul's mission. And don't be afraid to be answering their questions when they have questions of this world. And don't be afraid to say if you don't know something, like, oh, I don't know that, I have to research it or look it up for you. But obviously that will start when they're like talking more in longer sentences. When they're around like points like 5, 6, they're going to be moving into their why. We have Nile River, flow of abundance. Can't make this stuff. Water is very, very powerful. You're very connected to water right now, to your womb. Very, very powerfully. And you see the blue. There could well be a little boy coming through. It's also representative of the throat chakra and you sharing your story. This is the thing. It's when you're staring into space where you could be having these visions of seeing things that go past your eye. This is your ancestors moving things in the background. Remember I said, you know, like when I was being shown that vision, it was blurred because they were moving so fast. Like that. Like when a video is sped up and everybody's like rushing around. That's what I was seeing. That's what your ancestors do on the other side. They want you to know this. So because they want your birth to be like this, to flow, to be wet, for this baby to be like literally gushing out in their natural way, and to have a more spiritual experience when it comes to your birth. They are setting things up on the other side. They want you to know that, to have faith in that and to trust in that. Again, Nile River, that's connected to Egypt. What else, Spirit? And you see like this soul is literally going to walk out of this, of God's treasure chest, walk out of the sun. Can't say this. Quebsanuf, fire spirit. That's the sacred flame that exists within you that is really activating on a whole other level. Again, you could be seeing like these Egyptian mummies. What else, Spirit? We have Sekhmet, change and healing. That's who you've risen into. This is the most recent rebirth you've had, where you're very connected to the goddess Sekhmet. I'm very connected to working with fire, because I was feeling like fireballs are kind of moving through my body. So they want you to do this healing on yourself, because you have it within you. You have it within your hands. This spirit baby, I feel like, has a connection to the star seeds that look like lions. I think they're called Lyran, the Lyran starseed race. And I feel like where they're coming through and they're connected to the human blueprint could be very, very good with technology. Maybe that's what they're coming through to do, to work with technology and how we don't repeat history where we allow technology to take over. Like, well, that's what happened when it comes to Atlantis. Where we move more into balance when it comes to technology, because we can use it to help us advance. Like we use it right now, like with like healthcare and hospitals. It saves people's lives now. Again, the blue, they're pointing to the blue again, is very significant. I connect the colour blue as well with the age of Aquarius and with technology. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing time travel. So something about this Spirit baby is going to have that ability to naturally quantum leap and be very, very connected to quantum physics and be able to teach this to other people. Which I feel like when they said that their Spirit baby has come in here, they're bringing gifts. And they're showing me the 3 wise men. So maybe it's like something comes in and frees, because you had the triplet Spirit baby poem that was coming through as well. What else, Spirit? We have dance, celebration. This is what they want you to do, is to get up and to move your body, to really tap in and connect with your body and your ancestors. Something about them painting themselves with like white on their bodies. Again, this could be dreams you're having, or you're seeing images like this. But really connect with your body and get yourself moving and dancing around to your favourite music. I can hear like Vibes, Cartel and Tony Matterhorn. So maybe you've been playing like that dancehall kind of music. But also gospel was coming through as well. It's like a complete array and a mix of music that you will have going on within your household. What else, Spirit? This is also what your ancestors are doing on the other side with this pregnancy. They're dancing with you. You're about to be blessed. They are dancing with you. What else, Spirit? Mama, Daddy, the answer is yes. You see this little girl even looks like she's dancing around on the page, on the card. They want you to move into that kind of celebratory, celebration energy. This Spirit baby could be destined to be a celebrity, be well known within that community in their field for what they do. But this is the thing, God's bringing through waves of children now who are going to be put into the spotlight, who are going to be famous for their connection to the Most High God, for their connection of Christ, for their genuine pure heart. Because they're going to do right with the power and with the resources that they come into. What else, Spirit? There's Lawanda. Most need to hear right now. I'm going to start closing out the reading. We have Archangel Chamiel says your sacral chakra is blocked. Trust in yourself. So healthy love, friendships and creativity will flow to you. Yeah. When I was being shown that angel card where they said your silent cries for help are being answered. That's the card has like holy light that's coming from the angel onto the woman. And it's coming onto the sacral area around the womb. So they do want you focusing on meditation and coming back to yourself. Again, work with the sacred flame and the golden holy light and the white pure holy light. And we have at the bottom of the deck, there's so much magic in rainbows. When you see one, that means Mama Daddy is coming home so we can become a family. This soul is coming through so your family will be even more complete. You could be seeing rainbows everywhere, whether this is in your physical reality or seeing images of rainbows. Spirit babies and spirits in general, they love to speak through the rainbow. And obviously rainbow is connected to hope, it's connected to magic. Let's get one more poem for Lawanda, please, Spirit. One more poem. Thank you. We have the feather and the heart. Some weights we carry are heavy. It's alright, one step at a time. I tried to come through before, but I couldn't get through that door. All things in good time. Dry your eyes so you can see my signs. Bright white lights at the corner of your eye. We will meet again, just waiting for winter to end. This could be a soul that's tried to come through before. They're pointing to something about a rainbow and another, this one here. They're pointing to a rainbow. So this could be a soul of a child that tried to come through in the past, and that wasn't the right time. And maybe you weren't with Damien at this time. Maybe this was a different partner. So that wasn't, also it wasn't like the right bloodline, the right parents. Now is the right time this soul is coming through. Bright white lights at the corner of your eye. Again, look out for like lights and orbs, but also like spirits are literally going to be walking past your face. And I feel like this is going to happen a lot maybe when you're at work, or maybe you're like there in a daydream and then you see it and you're like, wait, what? I feel like that's going to be happening a lot of your ancestors. Like they're moving past you very, very fast because they're getting stuff in line on the other side. So do continue to look for a midwife and ask your ancestors to kind of like move through you, like your searches online when you're looking for that right midwife who is affordable for you. Because they're doing a lot on the other side. They're hearing all of your prayers. This, I do feel like this birth, this pregnancy is going to be different. Water is very, very significant. Again, they're reminding you to listen to dolphin and whale music if you haven't been doing that already, when you are meditating. And maybe even like when you're working, if you're at work and if you're allowed to have like headphones in, sometimes even if you're on like your break, your lunch break or something, you can listen to like dolphin or whale music. Anything else, Spirit? The feather was coming through. So again, you could be seeing feathers everywhere. Maybe you're dreaming of feathers and angels a lot, because I wouldn't be surprised, because the seraphim are very strongly around you. But that's all the messages coming through. I hope that did help you. If you do have any questions about your reading, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. But I am praying for you when it comes to your pregnancy and for you giving birth to a healthy, happy child. I will be praying for you as well. I'm so excited for them to be here Earthside for you. But thank you for booking in with me again.